That's a little thing. Got it. Okay, cool.
And here we are. Welcome back, everybody, to our Sunday night spook show. We're Global Strangeness, 3 strangers that came together with a love of talking everything paranormal and spooky and just plain weird and interesting. So myself, Debra, Scott, and Jeremy come from different corners of the earth, and we like to get together and chat about the weird. So this week we are talking about doppelgangers, and with Scott's pick. So it's kind of interesting. I wanted to get your guys' take on it because, first of all, for anyone who doesn't know, doppelganger, it's paranormal duplicates of a real person. So they can manifest in a number of ways. You see them out of the corner of your eye, you meet them on a lonely road somewhere, or see them standing behind you when looking in a mirror. Sometimes doppelgangers can be seen by the can't be seen by the person themselves at all, but instead manifests itself to other people in a completely different location. And it may even cooperate with the person and help them with tasks and, interact. So, but I was curious if you guys, so you hear lots about celebrity doppelgangers, right? Where it's just 2 people, 2 humans that look an awful lot alike. So do you think it's more like real people that just look alike, or is this biolocating humans, or is this time jumping humans, or is this a human from another time that just looks like you or has some sort of soul connection? What do you guys think about that?
It's all of the above, I'd say.
Yeah, I got some research into somebody who actually studied like the doppelganger effect, but I mean, changelings and other, supposedly the doppelganger is supposed to be a sign of bad luck, right? Like if you actually see one, it's not supposed to be a good thing.
Right.
Well, I mean, not always.
Well, I think that's if you see yourself, right? So if you see your own and it's a spirit, not human, so it's not, a person walking down the street that looks like your twin, but it's an actual spiritual exact replica of yourself. That's supposed to be like a harbinger of something.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, by the book, and I'm talking Oxford here, doppelganger is just an apparition or double of a living person. So right there, double. It could just be someone who looks like you, like exact copy of you almost, which might mean if you're in the same town that your father had some fun when he was a younger man, but
there's always explanations like that, yeah.
Well, I got some research into that portion of it, but
it actually comes from German, meaning double goer. I mean, that's how simple a word it is. It means double goer, but
yeah.
I mean, they use it for everything. They use it in comic book lingo all the time as when they go to alternate Earths and there's another one of them. They all have multiple doppelgangers on other Earths.
And I saw there's so many pictures on the internet. It was so interesting. People going to a museum and the guy takes a selfie with the picture right behind him, and they're like, it's exact. It's so cool. So yeah, it's pretty cool. Anyways, there's so many explanations for doppelganger phenomenon. Mystics throughout the ages believe they're supernatural creatures, spiritual copies of the person, or downright demonic twins. So the evil twin thing, if somebody saw you doing something bad, you just say it's your evil twin and it wasn't you.
When I was listening to other podcasts, there seemed to be huge debate whether these were physical entities or if they were just demonic spirits.
Right. Well, yeah.
Considering some of the pictures I've seen are ones where these 2 guys meet at college and they look exactly like each other, and it's just they live their lives they're just normal people. But
that's 2 solid human beings with their own lives and identities and stuff, right? Because there's also doppelgangers where it's basically not an apparition, but it's exactly like you, right?
I mean, are you talking Shaggy's evil twin from Scooby-Doo?
Yes. That's exactly what we're talking about.
Did you guys see Oprah's?
No.
Did you guys stumble? Oh man, I wish I would have clipped.
Was it perfect?
That. Yeah. Oh, it looked exactly like Oprah, dude. She could have kidnapped Oprah and took over the empire.
Who said she didn't?
Maybe.
True, right? So anyway, scientists say they're electrical glitches of the brain or mental illnesses, and only two things are certain, according to this, is these eerie apparitions. They're often bad news, and a surprising number of significant historical figures have claimed to be haunted by them. So with that being said, do you guys want me to jump in first? As
You
per
go first
usual?
every month.
All right, and I
Or
think that's
week.
only because I do all the old historical ones. So, and like they said, there's a ton of historical figures that think they've seen them, like, you know, Abe Lincoln, everybody. Like, there's so many historical figures that have seen their doppelganger. So anyways, so the first one I came across was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and this is like 1749 to 1832 is when this guy was alive, so it's a minute or two ago. But anyways, he was a famous German writer, poet, and politician, and he was a celebrated author who played a large part in shaping the field of literature, and so he's, you know, widely respected guy. So anyways, according to him, one day he was really depressed and he was riding on a footpath after leaving a girl named Frederica. I don't know why that's important, but he had just dumped this girl or whatever, and suddenly he faced a mysterious person riding towards him. And when the person got closer to him, instead of, you know, Goethe said he saw with a mind's eye, so like your third eye instead of his actual eyes, that it was clearly himself, except he was wearing different clothes than what he had on that day. So it was literally himself coming towards him wearing completely different outfit. And then the figure disappeared, and he kind of thought it was kind of strange, but brushed it off and he forgot all about it. And then 8 years later, he found himself riding down that same footpath in the opposite direction to see the girl again. I guess they were made up and were still together. And that's when he realized he was wearing the exact same outfit that the doppelganger wore all those years ago. So he saw his future self, right down to the outfit. And that's not the only time he saw a doppelganger. Another time he saw his friend Frederick walking down the street wearing Goethe's own dressing gown. And so he was like, I don't know, it was like, is that a house coat? But anyways, the guy was walking down the street with his dressing gown on, and he went home only to find the friend Frederick there wearing the same gown he had just seen that apparition wearing. So his friend had just gotten rained on or whatever, and he dropped by his house and grabbed his dressing gown. So I thought that was pretty interesting. And then Catherine the Great, so historical figure, 18th century Empress of Russia. She was a powerful and dangerous figure. She was not fazed by small matters, such as seeing her own ghosts or anything. So it was said that one night Catherine was lying in her bed when a bunch of servants came and woke her up, and they told her they'd just seen her enter the throne room. And so when she went to investigate, she found her own doppelganger sitting calmly on the throne. And she immediately ordered her sentries to shoot at her ghostly counterpart, which I thought was an interesting way of dealing with your own, because it's, I would assume, part of your own spirit, if it's your own dog. Anyways,
yeah,
she
you
wanted
think
to shoot it.
if you were like a Russian princess, you'd like capture it, right?
Anyways, so the stories don't say whether the bullet had any effect on the spectral empress, but she died really soon after that. So again, the harbinger type of thing that appeared to her. Probably doesn't help that she tried to kill it first. So, and then the most famous one I found was Emily Seguin. I'm not sure if I'm saying that right. It's a French last name, but she never saw her doppelganger, but everyone else did. And this is really like everyone saw this. So Seguin worked at an exclusive girls' school, and she was a really good teacher, but for some reason she kept moving from one job to another. And, you know, she, in 16 years, she changed schools 19 times. And so this lady, it was in 1845, so again, a long, long time ago, but this is really well documented one. If you look her up, there's lots about her. So anyways, she had a class of 13 students, and I guess the doppelganger appeared right inside her. She couldn't see it, but the 13 students all saw this, and the doppelganger was mirroring all her movements. So she went to write on the chalkboard, the doppelganger would do the exact same thing, and 13 people saw it. And then next it stood behind her as she ate, pantomiming her moves. So this thing's doing mimicking her all the time. And then, but she never could see it. It was just everybody around her. But she would become really groggy and powerless during the times that the doppelganger manifested, almost like it was sucking energy out of her to do the movements and stuff. So, and it was, I don't know, it would often be seen doing things that she said later she had been thinking about at the moment. So kind of suggesting that she could, with her mind, like subliminally control it, but she'd get kind of groggy, whatever. And anyways, it did appear again in a classroom full of students sitting calmly in the teacher's chair while she herself was outside working in the garden. So the people who dared to approach it, so they could see her, but they could see the doppelganger sitting in her chair, and they did approach it, and they could pass through it, like they tried to touch it and pass right through the air where it was, but it had a texture that reminded them of thick fabric, which is weird, right? For a ghost, like to have a textile feel, I thought was interesting. Like this thing was pretty intense, I guess, right? If it is some sort of a apparition. And then time went by and the apparition became a permanent fixture of the school's life, and it freaked out people all the time. Like it was showing up all the time, whether she was around or not. And so it was so bad that, you know, parents started removing their girls from the school. And even though she was a model employee, all non-paranormal accounts, the headmistress had no option but to fire her to get rid of the thing. So she got fired because of this thing. So, and it's, you know, you can, like I said, you can look it up. It's got a lot of you know, history on it. And
I read that one.
Yeah.
I realistically, I kind of thought like maybe this is just the students fucking with her, you know.
But I think there was one account too where there was I think it was a more than 13 people. It was a big, and there was adults there too, so other faculty members or whatever could see her as well.
I didn't know about the faculty members. I thought it was just the students.
No, Scott, that's more than mild fuckery by any means.
Yeah, come on. You never fucked with a teacher?
No,
I used to light whole desks on fire and be like, well,
I mean,
put them on fire. Oh my god.
Yeah, hairspray, light the desk on fire, put it out real quick.
Scott, I was a good boy. I didn't mess with my teachers. I loved my teachers.
God.
No, I was a straight A student all the way.
Let me guess, it was your evil twin, right, Jeremy? It was never you.
No,
this is doppelganger.
Yeah.
No. I didn't torment teachers. I tormented students. There's a fucking difference, but I respected teachers because I wanted to be one. But
teacher would be the life, right? I'm telling you, you get fucking summer, spring, all this vacation. They work 186 days out of the year.
But they're also highly underpaid.
Oh, give me a break. For 186 days out of the year, they get a salary 12 months a year.
I don't know. My sister's a teacher, and she works a lot of hours beyond what you think, like beyond school hours.
Yeah, dude,
I work a lot of fucking hours, dude.
Yeah, but just because school's out doesn't mean teachers are out.
Yeah.
They work a lot. They work for part of the end and beginning of the summer too.
Yeah, and all those PD days where your kids are at home, all the staff is at the schools.
Yeah.
I did work in the schools as an EA, so there is a lot more work involved than what people think.
Well, yeah, I just like the whole like actual work to me means labor. So like if your body ain't fucking moving, sitting in a chair and babysitting some brats.
Oh, you think you're sitting in a chair in an elementary room full of 20 kids? No. Good luck.
They've got like teacher aides and shit now. Like,
yeah, well, that's what I was, so that's why I was running around. So
yeah,
Scott,
exactly.
You kidding me? Like literally, I'd rather unload a fucking truck at Lowe's, which I've done and it's hell, than have to deal with 20 kids in one classroom now that I have kids. Like, fuck.
Yeah, but when they're not yours. I mean, especially if we could go back to the day where we could beat the kids, you know?
I mean,
give them a quick smacking across the fingers.
if we could, I mean, if we could still do that in public. Never mind what I do in my fucking house. But if we could still do that in public, then forget about it. Like being a teacher would be so much easier. Like get out old Ruley.
I will say we used to have the strap in I never got the strap, but they had the strap when I was going to school. That was a thing. And they weren't shy about using it and pulling hair and pulling ears and yeah.
Scott, you got the
Good old
strap, didn't you?
days.
Last
No.
weekend?
That was illegal when I was in school. Of course, we're not in Canada. They might have kept corporal punishment alive a little longer.
I was also Catholic, and I don't know if that makes a difference,
Oh,
but
yeah, that probably
I think
did.
there's their own set of rules, anyways.
You're signing your children over to the devil at that point, or the Pope, whatever. I don't know.
That's hilarious. Okay, well, anyways, enough about beating children, and let's get back to doppelgangers. I have a
Well,
feeling
actually-
like our
actually,
doppelgangers
Deborah,
are probably the
Deborah.
nicer people.
No, that's
Debra.
I'll get into that.
I gotta say, I saw a meme on Facebook today, or a TikTok, whatever, fucking video, and it was like, make sure to always wash your sex toys after use. And they said, yeah, that's why Catholic priests invented baptism.
Oh, gee.
It's kind of funny if you
That's-
equate sex toy to little boy.
That's bad. Okay, now we are really going back to topic, you guys.
It was on TikTok. Don't blame me.
Hey, I got my teethers removed. No more
Oh
pain.
yeah.
Yeah, I got them
Well, that's
bitches
good.
pulled out of there.
Yeah, so did my wife.
Yeah, now I'm slissing, if you guys hear the slisses.
Okay, well, who's up? Who's sharing next?
Are you done?
I'm done. That's it. I had those
Oh,
three.
I thought we were getting back to doppels.
Oh, Debra leaving us in the freaking dust here. Like,
Well, I do want to go before Jeremy this week
Yeah,
because you
d-
got
d-
15
I
Reddits.
know. I agree. Go the fuck ahead.
Yeah, I got 2 Reddits. First up, I'll bring up first up, let me get some shit out of the way here. So I've got 45 and 47. Let me move this over here.
45, 47, what?
Doppelganger 45 and
Oh.
47. So we're gonna share the screen. My mouse decided to stop working. Look at those fucks. Huh? There's 45 and 47. Doppelgangering it up, buddy.
Yeah, boy.
But then let me close this out. So I wanted to do this because my friend Kayla actually sent me a picture. I looked through all my pictures. I don't have a lot of pictures of myself at the same beard length, wearing a hat, where I'm not making a dumb face. But she found this dude that looks just like me, so that's what curious my curiosity here. What the fuck? There we go. So this is, I don't know. What do you guys think?
Well, there's definitely similarities. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude's pretty fucking close. And then I got the only other one I had of me.
That's cool. You found your own.
Well, I didn't find it. My friend Kayla found it. But yeah, no, like the eyes, the fucking nose, the mouth. I just don't have a lot of pictures of me.
So where did she find that guy? Like, who is it? Or does she know? She has no idea.
Well, it's actually funny because she's living in Tennessee. And my family actually originated in Tennessee. So my great grandfather, when he came over here, he was a Snake Baptist preacher in Tennessee. Yeah, no joke. And then after that, my grandfather moved to Pennsylvania, and but he might be related to me. But where I wanted to get into this is I watched this documentary on Dr. Tim Spector. Did either of you guys come across him?
No.
So he's actually studying doppelgangers at King's College in London. And this dude invites people who
Leave it to the
look like
fucking Brits.
Yeah, no, he invites people who look like identical twins from around the world to study. And then he does like he has a 6-camera face mapping 3D thing, and then he'll give you a score on like how similar you are. And most of these people are getting like scores that with like identical twins, not even like, you know, my sisters are twins, but you can tell them apart. But yeah, no, they're getting like 90% matches on like their chin, nose, eyes, cheeks. But then when he does the DNA test on all of them, these people aren't even fucking close to having the same ancestry. Like he's dating it back pretty far. Unlike all the ones I saw, we're talking about like BC time, like your family originated from here. And then some of them, they didn't even, like, they're not even anywhere near the same race. But the first one he showed, let me share the screen here, this is John and Neil. And John and Neil was a crazy fucking, there we go.
Maybe God's only got so many cookie cutters.
So what do you think about those two guys? I mean, you can see kind of in the one dude's cheeks, it's a little different. But I mean, do they look like twins? Or the facial hair on the guy on the right's a little different than the left, but
They look like they could be related, right? Like maybe like not identical, but related.
well, you got to imagine too, these people are like 70 years old, so shit,
Yeah.
fucking like aging's a little different.
But definitely, if you knew that guy and then you saw the other one, you would think it's the same person, right? You know, if you didn't see them right side by side, you're gonna think it's the same person.
Yeah, no, for sure. But this one's crazy because not only do they look similar, but they both have like similarities. So they've both been married for at the time of the documentary. I didn't look at the time of the documentary, but they'd both been married for 50 years exactly. They both proposed to their wives after knowing them less than a month. They went to the same teaching college at different times. Both taught religious studies, and both of their sons play the didgeridoo. So like, that's pretty fucking crazy. And then it got even crazier because Neil, I don't know which one's Neil, but he ended up moving to John's town. And for a full year, people would come up to him and address him as John. So they, you know, like, hey, John, what's going on? And he didn't know what the fuck was going on. And then finally, after about a year, they both stumbled across each other at a history tour. So they both took the same history tour and then fucking found, oh, okay, I see what's going on. You look like me type of thing. So, I mean, I thought that was fucking crazy. Because they're both English, but they did both sort of stumble across each other and move into each other's town. It was pretty weird. But then we get into, I'm going to fuck this lady's name up, but I think it's Naeem Jenny. So she was one of the cast of the documentary. And for the show, she used facial recognition software on a search engine. And then she had tried to find a doppelganger and she found 3 of them. So this is the first one. Oh, no, that's not what she looked like.
She's pretty.
Okay, so this is the lady. And then this is Irene. So there are like, I mean, they don't look totally alike. This lady's got a mole right there. You know, it looks like she's reflecting more, but they're pretty fucking similar. And then she found this lady, Karen, which her face looks, well, I guess Naeem's face looks bigger than Karen's. And then she found this lady. I don't know if you guys see our faces there, which I think these are the least likely lookalikes. Like Louisa's cheeks go up a little higher than hers.
It looks like a before and after picture for a girl last week.
Yeah, it's And that's how a lot of these doppelgangers are. It's like one is like heavier or taller or whatever,
Yeah.
different hair color. But yeah, she ended up finding these 3 women that all looked like her. One was from Italy, so that's actually this Louisa lady that has the different cheek smile layout there. And then 2 were from Dublin, where she lives. But unlike Neil and John, these people had nothing in common with each other. And then when they did the DNA search on Neil and John, they could trace their ancestry back like 1,000 years ago to some sort of Scandinavian town where they both of their families somewhat lived. But these people, I mean, one was Africa, one was Europe, like they couldn't trace them back at all doing the I don't know, 23andMe shit, whatever. But then I had 2 other ones. So these guys actually made it pretty big on.
Oh, I saw this. Yeah, I ran across this.
Yeah, they were like Instagram stars or whatever. They met each other. And they look fucking similar, dude.
And they just randomly met. Like they randomly met and then they randomly ended up in the same place a couple times, right?
Yeah,
My triplets.
I don't know. But yeah, no, I thought that was crazy. But yeah, that Dr. Tim Spector, he went on to say that probably every one of us has at least one person in the world that could be like our identical twin if you did the facial mapping shit. So
it'd be fun to search them all, track them all down, see what they do, see what kind of people they are, right?
Well, they didn't let me or in the documentary they didn't tell you like what facial recognition they used, what search engine, like are they doing Facebook, Instagram? Like I don't know if they got special permissions or anything. But
what about that story where that doctor they paid women were going there to have help getting pregnant,
and he was
actually and now there's like all these brothers and sisters, everybody like kind of looks the same in the whole town.
Yeah,
could be a few there.
Crazy. All the ones he tested, at least in that documentary, like they weren't related at all. But yeah, I would assume there is some of that where dad was out spreading seed and moms looked similar, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
Or they didn't have dominant genes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got I can't minimize that. So I got my Reddits. Do you want me to do the Reddits first, or do you guys want to watch a 3-minute short horror film?
Do the Reddits first, I say. And then the film will be a good interlude between yours and mine.
Okay, cool. Clear my throat here. So this is from Additional Ninja 7506. So they went on to say, I had 2 experiences following each other, which is strange because I don't experience many paranormal encounters. So my mom and I were cooking in the kitchen when we heard a knock on the sliding door and my dad yell, hello, in the exact way he always does when he wants us to open the door for him. His voice tone and rhythm was exact and familiar. So my mom tells me to go open for my dad, and I go to check, but no one is at the door. I walk into the kitchen to tell my mom, and just as I do, we see my dad drive up through the gate in the kitchen window. We live on a farm, so the gate is quiet, far from the house. It couldn't have been a prank, and he's not the type anyway that would pull a prank. The next day, around the same time, my mom and I are in the kitchen again. There's another knock on the sliding door. My mom tells me to open up for my dad, and I say something like, it would really be creepy if there's no one there again. I'm sure you can guess, but yet again, there was no one at the door. it only happened twice those 2 days after each other, but then it never happened again. So I actually have a similar story to something like this, where we were all partying out. We lived in the desert, so we had these big juniper trees, and we would start fires in the middle of the tree, and we would all drink and party and fall asleep in the middle of the trees. And there were about like 12 of us there one night. Me and my wife were up still, like when the sun came up, and we heard our friend Colin, like we actually heard his footsteps walk to the fucking tree through the sand. And then we heard him say, "Hey guys, come on, let's go." And we both looked up, and there was fucking no one there, dude. So that's like pretty similar to, like, I don't know if it was his doppelganger or if it was just bad spirits. Have you guys had anything similar to that?
Not where it's a doppelganger of like live people. No, I've never experienced. How about you, Jar?
Fuck no. No one's ever said they ever saw anybody like me. So
We didn't.
I'm
see
original,
him.
baby. I'm original.
I bet there's like 20 Jeremys.
No, there
no.
fucking isn't. The world does not need that. If there was 20 me's, it's supposed to be over.
You're gonna wake up tonight and I'll be standing around your bed.
Good, because if they exist, then those lazy bastards need to get to work and take over this world for me.
How do you know they're not going to put you to work, buddy?
I'm the mastermind. Come on, man.
Whatever you do, don't shoot at them or you'll end up like, what's her face? And they don't like that.
I'm just waiting to fuck up, and then I'm going to take over my doppelganger's life in Tennessee.
Hey, Scott.
Oh, you drinking again, huh?
Well, you told me for the show I had to drink, so I did.
Yeah. Well,
So here's a question. What if you actually did? Like, what if you had this shit life, is nothing but debt, stress, like everything's horrible, and you went on vacation somewhere, just, get away from it all, and people started calling you by the wrong name, and you find out there's some doppelganger there or whatever, would you like, and you could somehow, bump him off and just take over this fantastic life because he's rich and hot wife and whatever? Like, that's an interesting idea, right?
Wait a minute.
If I didn't have kids. If I didn't have kids.
No. Fuck the kids. If you're broken poor as shit, how are you affording a vacation to go anywhere?
I don't know. It's not a perfect story or scenario. I'm just saying. Like, what if there's an opportunity where one's
put it
like
this
a
way.
complete loser and one's a like amazing person? Like, that amazing guy might be in danger.
One, I would never move to any island, no matter if I have a doppelganger there or not, unless I had a couple tens of grands American in the bank, so I could become the king of that island.
Tens of grands. Damn, you're lowballing that, buddy.
That's what, on most of these islands, it's all you fucking need. Like you can move there with 30 grand to be a king.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, once you have kids, like, you got responsibility for the rest.
Well, I'm not saying you guy.
Like,
I'm not saying like,
I'm
guys
saying me,
your wife and kids, but I'm just saying in general, like, it's an interesting idea that they could trade lives and live another life and try it out.
I'm saying me. Fuck those kids. I'll move.
No, you can't say that.
See,
they have rum and coconut island. God damn it.
Maybe you could like kidnap him and then hold him for ransom if he's really rich, and then give yourself up as the ransom instead of that dude. Well, you'd have to off him, right? Like,
that's the
right? Like,
and
then like hire somebody to like hold you for ransom, and then you splitting that money with them.
Like Resident Alien. You off him and throw him in the ocean off the cliff.
I think you'd have to eat him.
You guys, well, safe to say your doppelgangers are never coming to try and meet you after hearing this.
My doppelganger wears a collared shirt.
I mean,
I'm his doppelganger, if anything. And I'm probably older.
And Scott, I gotta say, as long as there's some nice Chianti and fafa beans, I'm all for it.
Oh, God. Oh, my. Alrighty.
Okay, let me get through this last one, and then we can watch a short. It's a cool little video. I watched it back when I was doing a different Twitch thing. But this one comes from Ultra Hot Lasagna. So this is more of like a teenager again, but he says, when I was in middle school, I was at a friend's apartment. She lived with her mom. I'm a horrible reader. I'm sorry. Maybe one more drink here real quick.
How dare you?
Okay. Her mom was cool and she let us party there. And she was always at work for long, late hours. There was a group of us there, maybe 6 people or so. Everyone was in the living room except for this couple who were in the mom's bedroom with the door closed and lights off. We had all gotten pretty baked. I had just made myself a snack and was walking to my friend's bedroom, which was right past the mom's room where the couple was. As I walked past the mom's bedroom door, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a door opening from the inside and a partial face / head of what looked identical to my friend's mom, who was not at home. I didn't think anything of it since, hold on. I didn't think anything of it since, okay, there we go. I didn't think anything of it since there were so many people in a small apartment, and kept walking and sat in my friend's room. A minute later, the girl who had been screwing around in the bedroom came out and yelled at me and asked why I had kicked the door open. I told her I saw someone come out of there, and she was adamant that I had walked by and kicked the door open. The more I thought about it, the weirder it was. I thought she was messing around with me at first, but the person I saw didn't look like anyone that was there at the time. It looked so much like the mom. If it were her, it would have meant that she had somehow snuck back into the apartment after being gone for hours, hid in her bedroom in the dark for over an hour while this couple was messing around on her bed. And then she would have had to discreetly left the bedroom and past the living room full of people, get to the front door, or get to of, that's a misspelling on their end. I always thought it was maybe a ghost, but now I've seen so many stories like this, I'm thinking it may have been a doppelganger. I stopped hanging out over there the next year, so I don't know if anything else weird has happened again. So the way this seemed is like he saw the mom, but then the 2 kids that were screwing around in the bedroom, when he kicked the door open, it was like him. So I don't know if that would still be a doppelganger or like a shapeshifter, or what that would be.
Yeah, interesting.
But yeah, that's all my stories. We'll watch a quick. I should have YouTube loaded. We'll see if the commercials are still gone here. This one's pretty fun. It's 3 minutes long. Get you guys back up here. Share screen with sound. Okay, share sound. Okay. Do you guys see our faces? Do I need to move that?
No, I can see us. We're fine.
Hey, Carly's on her way over.
Put
I gotta
us
give her
over
something
there.
and then we can go. Babe, what's wrong?
Nothing.
Tell me.
I've been seeing him again.
Where?
Last week. At the gas station. Three days ago, at work, last night as I was coming home. But last night was different. You followed me.
Suspenseful music. Dun, dun, dun.
Sure, it's nothing. You probably just need some rest. You look like you haven't slept in days. That's Carly. She's here. I'll be right back.
Yeah, drug deal going on.
Uh-oh.
Suspenseful music. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my god. Well, I got my drugs.
We can go now.
Yeah, I don't know where Kaylee is
Did
at
you-
this point.
Did you change your shirt?
She gave her the drugs and drove away, probably. He's the doppelganger. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Wait till the end.
Oh my god.
Okay. Hold up. Boom, boom, boom.
This seems like one of those Family Guy fucking trailers.
Okay, so that was ACM official, and they had some they have a lot of cool horror shorts, you know, like 5-10 minute long horror shorts if you guys want to check those out.
I mean, it was definitely creepy as shit, but
But
I mean,
that
if I
was
saw,
I closed.
I mean, if I saw someone who looked like me constantly staying everywhere I was, all of a sudden, eventually I'd be like, "What are you doing, bro? Let's."
That's what I was gonna say. He never never tried to
Let-
talk to the guy.
I'm like,
Couldn't
I'm
you?
like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be like, "What are you doing, bro? Let's go have fun with each other." I mean, it's not gay. We're the same person. Come on. That's what I think, at least.
Or wouldn't you like try to fight him or something?
No.
Like, what
Like-
the fuck's going on here, bitch?
No, or
Why
open
are
the
you
door
wearing
to
my
your job and
clothes?
shove him in, so he's got to go to work for you, and you got the day
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, right. That's better.
Well-
Let's enslave this motherfucker. It's like free
One.
labor.
One, I don't have a job. Two, I'm a lover, not a fighter.
What do you mean you don't have a job? I thought you worked at home now.
I lost my job earlier this week. If you look at Facebook, but
I don't look at Facebook. I'm sorry, dude.
Debra knows. That's why I said it. But
Well, there you guys go. His remote positions. Hit us up.
yo, seriously.
Yo.
All right. Well, Scott, does that conclude your portion?
That concludes me, buddy. I'm hoping that doesn't get us kicked off of
It's-
Facebook Live again. We're still live right now, so
It ain't gonna
Not
kick us off for
stick.
sure. It's not gonna kick us off for showing a freaking horror movies from some website I never heard of.
well, it was from YouTube. They kicked us off for sticks.
But that
Bastards.
sticks. That's UMG, Universal Music Group, who I just actually
Yeah,
applied
that's
for a job.
copyright, right? Yeah.
I actually had to apply for a job with them, but
Well, go see ACM, not AMC. ACM official. And we'll just spread the
HMC.
fuck out of that on YouTube. Go watch their
Yes.
horror shorts. Don't kick us off, please.
so folks, I decided to bring the 15 best rated by ranker doppelganger stories to this last 15-20 minutes of our show.
Okay.
And this first one is number one with 5,909 votes. And it's from Redditor quite voice 446. Late at night, I usually go to the bathroom multiple times. But for the past 4 days,
That's a clip, dude. I'm sorry. That is a TikTok clip.
Jesus Christ. Fuck you.
I think that's the intro to our show for the next year.
But for the past 4 days, every time I go to leave, I can see myself still standing in the mirror from the corner of my eye. It is like the other me is watching me leave the bathroom. It terrifies me to the point where I almost run out without looking directly at the mirror. I never told my husband about it because I didn't want him to acknowledge it out loud. Earlier today, I took a nap in our bed while he sat in the chair next to it watching TV. When I woke up, he told me that he had seen me sit up and crawl backwards to the edge of the bed and stand up in front of our bedroom door from the corner of his eye. He thought it was weird I got up like that because I'm in the last month of my pregnancy and I can't really move so well without it hurting. So he tried talking to me. When I didn't answer, he looked at the door to find me not there, still sleeping in bed. I got really creeped out and finally told him about what I've been seeing in the bathroom. He thought it was creepy as well, but didn't want to really talk about it anymore because he thinks they'll give whatever it is power or energy. I have no idea what it wants or why we both have seen it. Dun-dun-dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
That, I mean, I could agree that's number one. That's creepy as shit. But
I thought she was gonna pee in the pull the drawer open and pee in the dresser, and then the wife denied it. I've been there, done that. It's sometimes you black out.
This isn't the Exorcist, Scott. Come on now. But number 2 with 4,321 votes by Redditor Geobite, titled "A Second Dad Standing at the Door." Wait a minute. Oh no, it's the one you read, isn't it? Yeah.
No,
I think so.
I don't think so. I don't. Oh, is that the one where she's?
Were his brother and him watching Card Captor Sakura on TV?
No. And mine
Okay,
was
okay.
done by Additional Ninja 7506.
Okay, good. I remember one Sunday morning, my brother and I were watching Card Captor Sakura on TV, and someone knocked on the door. Never heard of that show. We lived in an apartment that was empty. The owner had it rented to the second floor. It was a 2-bedroom apartment with a kitchen and a bathroom by the door. A small apartment, but with a big window that faces out of the door. That seems redundant. So when I heard someone knock, I checked the window and saw my father, so I thought. I was going to the door to open it. When I was going to unlock the door, my mother pulls me away and screams to me not to open the door because I didn't know who it was. I told her I saw my dad. She freaked out going to the window and then checking the peephole. She started to get terrified, and she said to go to the farthest room in the apartment and not to come out. She went up and woke up my dad. My dad got up angry and confused. We told him what we saw, and the man was still knocking at the door. My dad screamed, "Who is it?" No answer. He said he will call the cops, but no response. What kind of cops with no response? What the fuck?
LA County, buddy.
While my dad was busy screaming at him, we saw that he was just standing still in front of the door. So my mom took us to the farthest room from the door, while my dad got ready to open the door with a metal bat. Once he did, the man was gone. My dad goes out looking everywhere around the apartment. The apartment door was a heavy metal door and always was heard when someone comes in and out, but we heard nothing that morning, and nothing when my dad opened the door. We heard no footsteps either. My brother, my mother, and I saw that man that looked exactly like my father. I don't know what you think.
I mean, it would freak me out.
Yeah, that would freak me out too. I mean, my dad's dead, so it definitely would freak me out, but
Yeah, that'd be a little freakier.
But Scott, what was the second Reddit story you read by? What name?
Ultra hot lasagna.
Okay, no.
Ultra hot lasagna.
All right, so this is number 3. It's called "A Fake Mom Beckoning Her Daughter Away," and it's got 3,942 votes from Redditor G4YF13R1. When I was 9, I stayed home sick from school. I distinctly remember that I wasn't actually sick, simply playing hooky to avoid bullying. Kids are cruel, as I did that a lot around that age. I awoke from a nap. I turned on the TV in our living room and scrolled through some channels when my mother suddenly leaned over the bar and stared at me without saying anything. I had been awake for a few minutes at this point, so I can't rightly blame sleep paralysis for all of this. Now, whatever this thing was, it was entirely identical to my actual mother. It sounds weird to describe, but it's as if the only difference was this thing pretending to be my mom had never felt a single emotion in its life. It was unsettling. It beckoned me, and I attempted to talk to her as I would my mother. She kept beckoning, refused to answer, and that's when I sensed something horribly wrong. Naturally, I started screaming at this thing to answer me. It just kept beckoning. I bolted, running out of the room into the yard yelling for help. My mother, the real one, had been working in the yard and came rushing over. I told her what I'd just seen, and she soothed me with easy explanations that must have been a fever dream, but thankfully stayed by my side for the rest of the afternoon as I was a nervous wreck. What do we think about that one?
I want to know what Debra would have told her kids if this same story happened.
If what I would have told, I would have said, you better eat your vegetables, do your homework, and be good, or that mean mommy's coming back.
Okay.
No,
What do
I'm
you get-
joking.
Close to
What
what
do
I
you-
would have said. You're bathing in sage and holy water.
Right.
And then you're sleeping in the backyard.
So do you guys think these are spirits imitating, like, projecting
Spirit?
as something? Yeah, like evil, like
Why
bad
would-
spirits?
Why would spirits, though? I mean, that's more a demons,
Well, yeah.
underworld creature type thing.
Like a negative entity, right? Trying to, because you hear that with Ouija boards and that type of stuff, that they try to pretend they're someone else. And so maybe these are just strong enough ones that they're actually presenting like
I
manifest.
heard a bunch of different like I said, some people think they're spirits, some people think they're like physical entities or whatever. But like, what is the difference between a changeling and a doppelganger?
Changelings change shape. Doppelgangers are usually stuck in that shape.
Well, changeling abduct children and then
But
replace
I mean,
the children. Like,
changelings predate doppelgangers by thousands of years.
I don't know about that.
I do.
Yeah, I didn't look it up. I don't.
And then what do you guys think about if it's just, people can biolocate, like they're, same with like, astral projecting or time traveling? Is it just that?
No, I
But
mean,
why would they do that why would they do that in like the form of the person that they're
seriously?
chasing? That,
Like,
I mean, it could
If-
happen, right? It's this fucking CIA fucking with you.
I mean, either it's just somebody that looks like you who you have to run into in the streets, and this is for the non-creepy stories, or you run into someone who looks like you who's just fucking creepy too. 3, it could be some otherworldly being, like an underworld being or a demon, for lack of a better word, that is trying to take over someone's life, and that's why other people see them and not the actual person.
But
Well,
what
that-
about like that story where the guy saw himself wearing different clothes and 8 years later had those clothes on, kind of thing? So maybe
That honestly sounds like a glitch in the Matrix or a time travel story to me.
right, that's what I mean. Like it seems like there's so many different options of what it actually is. And
I
we're
mean-
dealing with solid humans and also apparitions of the same human or something.
All
Yeah,
I can
like
say-
maybe it's not the same fucking shit every time.
I mean, all I
maybe-
can say is if we're in a fucking Matrix, just unplug me now, please.
No, it's interesting. It's just getting interesting, all this stuff.
No, I'll take the unplugging, go back to the real world where I could just do what I want to do.
You don't want to go back to the real world, Jeremy.
Oh, Scott, you're so wrong about that.
Wait until the real world comes for you.
Oh dear.
I don't know, man. I like. It seems
what
like
hap-
this
see,
could
this-
mix
this-
into a lot of stuff.
This is what happens when we both drink. I'm just saying. But are you ready for number 4?
You
this
should have
one's out.
you should have started from the bottom and worked
Yeah,
your
I
way
should
up.
have. I didn't. And we're
Maybe-
gonna run out of time.
Maybe
We're
you
gonna run
can.
out of time.
Well, pick like 8 or something, and then work up to the better ones.
We're running out of time. We'll live. But number 4, with 3,121 votes, called "The Younger Mother Bringing the Groceries" by Redditor Celestial E Spirit, with with an underscore in the middle. When I was about 16 or 17, I was really heavy in doing this Ouija board. Oh,
Uh-oh.
Here we go.
Debra.
Here we go.
Debra.
Other stuff
Nonsense.
happened. No. Other stuff happened. But the doppelgangers were definitely the worst. The first one was my mom. I heard her come in and my best friend was with me. My friend and I walked down to greet her. She looked like a younger version of my mom and was carrying groceries. So I tried calling out to her, but she didn't respond and walked into my brother's room. Then I got a sick feeling. I called out to her, but she didn't respond still, so I followed her up. She was not there. When I walked back down, my real mom had come in and I didn't know what was going on. She was also wearing a different outfit. The next one was my brother. My mom was talking to him on the phone and he said he was on his way home. As soon as he hung up, my brother walked in the door. He talked to us for a little. Mom, take out the garbage or something. And then he walked to the bathroom. He had been in the bathroom like 15 minutes and I got the sick feeling again. I asked if he had fallen in or something. Then my real brother walked in and was freaked out. My mom checked on him all night to make sure he was okay. Both times they had darker eyes and it felt sort of like a dream, but I was definitely awake and other people witnessed it. That's creepy as shit.
It sounds
Especially-
like that kid went into the bathroom to smoke marijuana and do some teenage boy shit. Just saying.
But it said
Wappa,
that other
wappa,
people
wappa,
witnessed
wappa,
it.
wappa. Seriously, the sister witnessed like both these doppelgangers, like, and she had a Ouija board. That's some fucking demon ass shit.
Oh, yeah. No, you saw it too. You commented on my shit. Us. That was a fucking great doppelganger movie.
Right?
That shit. The writing on that was fucking amazing. Have you
Finally,
seen Us, Debra?
I have not.
Debra, you're slacking.
I know. I knew I was going to hear it.
Is it on Netflix or?
I have no idea. I watched it on
I think we bought it on Vudu.
I watched it on not exactly legal sources. So
It's like, if you can see it, Debra, that movie was fucking great. Like, that great writing, 5-star movie.
Okay, cool. Okay.
yeah, it was Jordan Peele's last good movie before he fucking did the stupid cowboy horrible alien movie.
We watched that last night. You were right on that one. I wasn't a fan on that Nope movie.
Nope. Yeah, that's what it's called. Nope.
Was
That
not
movie is
good.
fucking trash. That movie is fucking trash.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. Pretty fucking
I mean,
horrible.
he does Get Out and he does Us, which are two phenomenal horror movies. And
I
then he
haven't
does
seen Get Out. What's
Oh.
Get Out on?
Yeah, it
Get
was
Out.
good.
What the fuck? I'll tell you what the fuck now. What
You
John
saw
did that?
Get Out?
Yeah.
Debra?
I saw.
Yeah.
It's on Hulu with a premium subscription, or you can buy it from Redbox or Amazon or Apple.
Us was fucking great, Debra. If you got like put a whole night ahead of you and get comfortable, no distractions. That shit like a
will fuck you
5-star
up.
movie.
That shit.
Okay.
That shit will,
5-star movie.
that shit will fuck you up. Like
I can't believe I forgot that. My wife put it in the comments there.
I saw you posted on Facebook, but
Yeah, no. I saw Megan. That's still in theaters. That shit was
Is that good too? Was that good?
Oh my god, that was pretty fucking good too. Better than
Oh.
Terminator, I'll tell you that much.
you ain't fucking with Terminator.
Dude, the beginning, there's like 30 minutes they could have cut out of the beginning, but the ending, like the whole middle and ending, shit is pretty good.
Guess I
Well,
might have
there's
to have a movie night.
Well, there's a second one coming out next year, so
For Megan?
yeah, Megan too.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's fast.
I mean, they let. Did you see it, Jeremy?
Kind of.
Kind of.
I only watch horror movies if I have to for a podcast. Other than that, I ain't watching horror movies for shit.
Oh,
That's
just-
great. You're on a paranormal podcast,
Right?
Damn it.
That's a lie. I will be watching paranormal cryptid-based movies pretty soon for my Paranormal Than Normal Patreon that I created, which will have twice a month movie watch-alongs, and as well as possibly an X-Files and Supernatural watch-along show.
ooh, that'd be good.
Only in Patreon for $2 a month.
Nice.
Fucking Megan.
Maybe I'll do Megan once she comes out. If I can get her on my Amazon Fire device.
Not paranormal, and it's like what's gonna happen in 2 years. So
That's
if you
that's
guys are
paranormal,
watching,
Scott.
like,
Anything about the future that's unknown is paranormal.
I don't know if I would agree to that.
But technically it is.
It's like
But,
what Elon Musk is creating 2 years from now.
Oh, sex dolls? Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that turned crazy.
well, that's just like having a wife. But
Oh,
number 5, and this is a short one. With 3,283 votes, a terrifying mother who locked herself away by Red or Hyperham 51197. I remember one time I was walking to my dad in the hallway of my house. I don't really remember what it was about. We both saw my mom clearly walk past us into her room, shutting the door. I walked back to the living room. I walked back out. I walked back out into the living room, and my mom was still on the couch asleep. I looked back at my dad, and he looked at me. We were both terrified. We both crept over to the bedroom and looked at the closed door. There. Neither of us went inside. We were freaked. I'm pretty sure my dad slept on the floor that night. The end. That one seems too
How did
short.
that get the fucking votes, dude? Fuck that one.
Because it's someone you saw walking by you and then you see them sleeping on a couch in another room. Like, either you're fucked up on some shit or that's creepy as
Yeah,
fuck.
that's probably pretty common when you're like, you drink some DXM, time is an illusion. That's
and I just think that's the time slip one, right? Where that's just,
I mean,
the more
I've
time she
drank
did walk by.
I drank a lot of whiskey in one night, but I've never seen someone walk past me and then seen them sleeping in another room at the same time.
dude, drink the family size bottle of Robitussin. If you've ever robo fried, robo fry
Scott,
your brain.
Scott, I did that as a teenager. Trust me, I did. But I mean,
Not the normal. I'm not talking about like an 8-pack of Corsidon. I'm talking about the super family size bottle of Robitussin. Time is a fucking illusion.
I freaking love the parenting and life hacks on this show. It's amazing. We gotta
Hell
do a list.
You mean the Costco Sam's Club version there, Scott?
Yes, the big guy, the big
bottle.
Like
I've done it. Trust me.
The fucking beer's worth.
Trust me, I saw the giant bunny in the sky, but I didn't see nothing else.
Well, no, that one's not like not visual. Like time rewinds and it's like a a movie skipping. It's like when you put a DVD that's really scratched up in the DVD player, and your life is just like, whoa.
The key to that is you do it and you watch the prequel trilogy of Star Wars while you're fucked up.
I wasn't watching shit. I wasn't watching shit. I was actually mowing lawns, and I was in a jungle, I was in a forest, I was in a desert. And then I had to drive home.
Well,
that didn't happen though.
What time are we at, Scott, before I continue?
22 minutes.
Left?
Yeah.
All right, I was gonna say, like, no way we won't even go for 22 minutes. Like, no, fuck no.
You don't even have a job now, buddy. Come on.
Oh, I know. I still gotta be up at 6:30 for my kids to go to school, man. Come on. But because my kids don't go to school and all shit's fucked. But number 6 with 2,252 votes, Doppelgangers That Refuse to Speak by Redditor Don. We'll call it Don.
Can you do this one in the voice of Big Bird?
I have never been able to do that voice in my life, Scott. But
okay, sorry.
Both times that my family experienced doppelgangers. You said you want Yoda, right?
Yeah.
The doppelgangers refused to respond when spoken to. The first was my sister's doppelganger, whom my brother told to go downstairs for lunch. She did not answer. When my brother walked downstairs, he instantly saw my actual sister wearing a different shirt. She couldn't have passed my brother so quickly because the staircase led directly to our dining area. The second was my own doppelganger, who stood at the door at 12 p.m., mute and staring at my sister, who was using the computer. I wasn't actually home until 4 p.m. later that day after school. My sister didn't know that until she asked me while I was just staring at her without emotion earlier around noon. The end.
Who was that one done by? Because you did them a lot of credit. That was great.
Yoda. But that was done by
That was
Don
awesome.
Don. That was done by Don. D0N Don. And that's the name of Don. All right.
Who are you doing next?
I don't fucking know.
Yeah, now take another drink. Let's get a new voice. That was fun. I liked it.
We'll try Mickey Mouse for this one, I think.
Oh, that's good.
Number 7 with 2082 votes, called The Missing Brother from Redditor Bob Ross 0902. Oh, I am so fucking weirded out right now. What the actual fuck? Oh, I was sitting there on my computer when my brother walks in. Oh, and sits down on his bed. He doesn't say anything. He is a quiet person, so that's normal. Oh, I go to the bathroom, walk back in, and he's gone. Look outside, and the car that he had left with my mom a few hours ago isn't still there. I go outside to see if anyone else is at home that I could have mistook for him. Nope, I am still home alone. What the hell? Oh, the end.
You sound like an Asian cleaning lady. I love your Mickey Mouse. I think that's how you should read for the rest of the time we do this show. That was great.
I'm not doing Mickey Mouse. That shares my throat. But
That's awesome.
Well, number 8, and I'll try to do this one. Hulk Hogan verse.
Oh, fuck yeah. Or Macho Man Randy Savage.
I'm not the big Macho Man fan. Macho Man's before my time. I don't really know his voice by heart, but
okay, Hulk. Let's see it.
Number 8 with 1,702 votes, a fast food joint full of doppelgangers by Redditor Shutter Spook. Yeah, brother. We had problems with doppelgangers at a fast food joint that I worked at. You know, brother, I had 2 separate things myself. First, my general manager comes by and tell me, in drive-thru, and the register person to clean the lobby, then goes to the restroom. So the register person and I come up with a plan and wait for her to come out. We see her walk out of the restroom, walk by us, and walk into the lobby. We go to catch her, and no one's there. We turn around, and she's walking out of the bathroom. We tell her what we saw, but she didn't believe us. My God, brother. Second, manager and I are in the prep area. One of the girls who was working up front walks back and right into the walk-in cooler. After about 5 minutes of waiting, the manager asked me to go check on her. I opened the walk-in door. There was no one in there. As I'm trying to explain to my manager, the girl in question walks into the prep area from the front. Needless to say, the manager believed me, and finally believed what happened in the first sighting. Oh yeah, brother. Because what you gonna do when Hulkamania is running wild on you?
You got a Bilbo Baggins for the next one?
No, I can't do Bilbo.
Oh, dude, we're gonna have so many clips this episode.
Good. Hopefully it gets out there more. I need the money.
Batman. What about Batman?
Oh my God, dude, I'm not drunk enough for that.
Christopher Nolan Batman. Come on.
I mean, that's why Batman I could do the voice up, but actually, they all sound the same. Well, besides Adam West. All right, what time we at, Scott?
We got 37 minutes left.
No, we don't. You lie.
We got enough time for you to do Batman, dude. Look,
all right. Well, actually, this one sounds very Batman oriented, so we can do Batman.
Cool.
Number 9 at 1,766 votes. Two doppelgangers make creepy parents, which sounds Batman-esque to me.
There we go. Martha and Thomas Wayne.
I woke up one morning to my dad go to the kitchen and stop by and say, "Hey, wake up." And then I took out my phone and started watching YouTube. "Alfred, give me some pancakes." I was awake for sure. Later, my mom was walking into the kitchen and did the same thing my dad did. Then I got out of bed and I see my parents were still in their room. I asked them if they wanted me to wake up while I walked into the kitchen. They said no. I don't know what it was. Can anybody please explain? Thanks for reading. Alfred, where are those goddamn pancakes?
That's good.
Yeah, keep drinking, buddy.
Yeah, keep drinking, keep doing more.
Go.
Oh, it's been a while since I drank, and I spent $20. I should have spent it on alcohol, but whatever.
That's an investment into our future.
I told my wife, I'm like, Scott said I can't be sober again for the show or I'm gonna get in
There we
trouble.
go. See? And if you weren't sober to the show, we would still not make any money. So, I mean, like, would you like to not make money or not make money? It's
Make money.
we got to figure out how to do that.
All right. What voice can I do for the last one? This is the
Tinkerbell.
last one.
Kermit.
I don't do-
Kermit the Frog.
Oh, I like Kermit. I think he could do Kermit.
You can do it.
I can't do no Kermit. I don't know what you're talking about. No, I can't do Kermit. I'm not Ray Romano, but
Woo.
all right.
Do Al Pacino.
Oh, there's a good one.
I am not an Al Pacino fan by any means. Oh, okay. I'll do my all right for number 10, folks. Godfather voice. Don Corleone here. So number 10 with 1,307 votes. Family members showing up at home. By Red or Chubby Kins. That's Chubby with an S. Kins. The first one was my husband. I turned into the hallway and saw him there, walking away from me and toward the bedroom at the opposite end. I called to him, but he didn't respond. As soon as he entered the bedroom, he turned to the left. There's just a wall there, not even any windows. I followed him into the bedroom, but there was no one there. My husband had been upstairs the entire time. Now, where are those fucking pastries I asked for? The second time was my dad. He was unloading some things from his truck, and he was going to bring them up to the back door, which opens to the kitchen. I was in the kitchen, and I heard a noise at the door. Through the window in the door, I saw my dad bending over, as though he was bending down to untie his shoes. I ran to the door and opened it, but there was no one there. My dad was still at his truck. Both times it had been a family member. Both times I haven't seen these faces. Neither event felt wrong in any way or sinister. The movements the figures made were exactly the movements my dad or husband would have made. Now, Scott, you owe me a favor. If you don't repay this favor, I can't promise you'll be okay. And that's number 10 at the end.
That's the best one.
That one was pretty good.
That was
And
good.
Sean
I've been practicing
from-
that one for fucking 25 years, so yeah.
Sean from Pixelated Paranormal gave you a thumbs up, buddy. And they record the same day we do, so he came right on afterwards.
That
That
right
was
there,
awesome.
that right there is the top 10 Reddit stories about doppelgangers.
I thought you had 15, dude. We still got more
I do,
names.
but I don't got 5 more
Scott.
voices.
what
And-
do you mean? We have 52 minutes left going.
It's quarter
Well,
of 10
it's
already. It's
like-
quarter of 10 already here, and I've been up since 7, so fuck you.
57 minutes left. But
And I lost the Star Wars trivia quiz today, so I'm ready to kill somebody. So yeah.
okay, so what are we doing next week?
Well,
Debra.
here we go. I've been, the steam's been coming here out of the years. What do you guys think about, like predictions, like Simpsons? Coming
Ooh.
up with what's happening in Nostradamus and like, you know, let's do that. What do you think about that?
Can I predict stuff?
Sure. Make a prediction. Let's hear it.
From 2024.
No, absolutely not. That ain't happening.
Make America great again.
When does Trudeau go into do you even get to vote him out, or is that like when?
No,
when's
they're
Trudeau up for-
they're Canadian. He has to like fuck a sheep or something to get out.
No. Yeah, I don't know. I think they'll be calling an election soon. But
What do you mean
I don't
calling
know.
elections soon? Does that shit just like come out of nowhere in Canada?
You know, they call them all to come out and go about so they can vote.
Shut up.
What the fuck do they do? I remember
But, you know, I don't
my
know,
friend
like-
Nikki got, or my friend Jeremy's girlfriend Nikki got fucked in Canada because your guys' life is like life. But
Well,
like
I
you
mean-
guys deal with the
Yeah.
crown of England, right? Like it's like do you
Yeah, they still
get
bend
to
over and
choose
wipe.
shit?
They still bend over and wipe the king's ass.
Well, how did Brexit affect you guys?
Well, it doesn't really, not that I know of. We we are still under the crown or whatever, but we have a government system just like the US, basically, with the prime minister and all the cabinets and everything.
what is-
But they call he can call an election ahead of time if he wants to, and I think he's going to.
Trudeau can?
Yeah, and he did call an election, but he got back in. I don't know.
So
Well,
he
anyways.
could essentially not call an election and stay in until he dies, and then like he doesn't call an election and he's
No,
leader
you can call
forever,
an
or
election
what?
early, you can call an election early, which I think
But-
he's about to call an election.
But
Is he the only one that can call it?
Yeah,
But how long does it
Like ahead of
go?
time.
How long does it go if he doesn't call one?
Like we got 4 years. What is
I-
he just when he feels like it?
no, I think
Let's
it's the same. It's the same like that, but they can call it early and then.
Like if he just says like "fuck this job, I'm done," like vote me the fuck out, like please.
Well, no, the whole thing, he wants to call it and then get voted in still. Well, he's got popularity, but his popularity's dropping, so.
Well, I mean, he's been the fucking prime minister
Yeah,
for
but
like
he's-
ever.
He's still the
But-
prime minister. He can tell everybody to kiss his ass.
Well, I don't know. I don't
mean,
know.
they-
I don't understand who he got in last time. Like, I honestly really don't, but.
We
mean-
tried to
Yeah,
have
he
you do
did.
the Pledge of Allegiance to Canada, and you didn't know the words
mean-
to it.
I mean-
There's no pledge of allegiance to Canada.
No, in Canada they put allegiance to maple syrup, but
Obviously, they didn't want to sell flags in Canada.
oh Canada. No, in Canada where they all talk with their half faces.
We should do a full episode. Like we're gonna have to like
What, like
really
a fuck Canada
edit it
episode?
where like Debra's head is just doing the South Park thing.
I would pay to watch that, Scott. I would pay to watch that.
I mean, we've got to chip in to pay to have that animated. I
Why
can't
me?
do
What
it.
about you guys?
Well, we're not.
We're
in
not
Canada.
Canadian.
Yeah,
I
what?
know.
But
I
I
don't
mean,
know.
no.
You can get in on it.
No. We're gonna pay to have her head chopped in half to talk Canadian,
Yeah, just
like
do
a
the
like a
little-
South Park, and then
and
we're gonna have Terrence and Phillip on as secondary characters.
yeah, well, there's 2 black spots on the screen, so we can have Terrence and Philip over there in the black spots. That'll be
Come
fun.
on, buddy.
They'll
we
just
gotta
be farting.
We gotta go out in the boat.
I think we need to get like somebody from Nicaragua on our show. What do you guys think?
Why? So they can make fun of Canada too.
Yeah, especially when they don't even speak English. Maybe they'll speak
like-
French.
Oh,
And
America.
Debra won't understand what they're saying.
Oh, America. We fear them. Canada.
Okay, why all the hate on Canada? Just because they say the balloon
Oh,
came
we
the balloon
all
came from
love.
Canada and
You
everybody
You
hates
guys
us
get
now.
your free health insurance. Give me a
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, because you have free health insurance and because South Park bred in me for 20 years.
I had to spend $600 to get my teeth ripped out.
Scott,
That's why I hate Canada.
Scott, you know there's a thing called giving your wife pliers.
Jeez,
dude.
you need a few more drinks. For
I
that.
actually did buy the tooth extraction pliers. It took that motherfucker a while to rip them bitches out of there. He actually used some sort of like, I don't know, he put my tooth in a thing and then he was like winding some shit. And
what they
then
use.
he pulled it out.
It's
I hate
what they.
dentists.
It's no.
I hate dentists too.
There's a thing. There's a thing that I've been told they use for welfare dentists in the area in Massachusetts, where they literally screw something on your tooth and they screw it so tight that your tooth just pops out.
Well, when we were in
Jeez.
California, I knew a lot of Mexican people who had like El Salvadorian or Mexican dentists
Donkeys.
that didn't have their license in America, but they could still do the shit.
So
But now I'm in like white people Utah. So there's none of that.
So you mean donkeys that can kick people's teeth out?
No, I mean fucking
That
dentists
works.
that would shoot you up with fentanyl and rip your teeth out. And they just don't have their license.
What about the
anymore.
string on the tooth and slamming the door shut or whatever?
Well, that was actually what I was pretty happy about is my dentist said that my teeth were very healthy. And I've been dipping for 10 years. And
Yeah, dipping's the fastest way to lose teeth, dude. Come on.
yeah, but apparently not. That motherfucker struggled to get my teeth out of there.
Then why they need to come out if they had to struggle for them?
Because when I was 16, my mom told we lost our insurance, and my mom told the dentist that we were losing our insurance, and I had 21 fillings like I was doing 3 fillings every other week for a couple months. And then this one, the 2 he ripped out, they had 3 fillings each. And this one cracked like 12, 15 years ago. This one cracked like where it actually split in half, I don't know, a couple of years ago, but then they got super infected. And
Scott, why don't you end the live?
end my life?
Live. End the live. I mean, you do what you want to do, but I ain't telling you to do it because I'm not legally
Look at him.
responsible.
He's trying to
law.
pressure me, Deborah. You saw it here. If I kill
Peer
myself,
pressure is
it's
real.
Jeremy's
Motherfucker. Peer
fault.
pressure is real.
I don't know. I'm from Canada. Apparently, that's something that we're also introducing.
Yeah,
So.
No, in Canada they just find a bunch of natives buried underneath the church.
No, in Canada they're actually getting paid to kill people.
Well, basically.
It's like you feel sad for a day, you can get killed.
I mean that's where the video game Hitman takes place. So
you should try that, Deborah, just for like a show. Go in and record and tell them like you're really depressed.
It's legit scary. Like it's like veterans and instead of offering help and whatever, it's being suggested. Like it's a scary thing. It's the real thing here.
Well,
you got to get it recorded for our show, though. You
go undercover,
them, like
do some undercover.
Yeah, some undercover shit, and be like, "I had a bad day today. I'm thinking about being euthanized."
So what's
So next week is what, Deborah?
Next week,
euthanasia.
No, get off it. Next week, no. I think we should do predictions. Nostradamus. Yeah,
we're going with those in the past that try to tell the future.
That's
future
right.
tellers.
The Simpsons, they seem to be the best ones.
Oh, I will totally cover the Simpsons. Don't worry. But
I call the guy that said we were going to die in 2012. Not the Mayan calendar, but the actual Christian dude. That guy's mine. Don't touch him.
Scott,
we're ending it.
It's all yours.
Yeah, you'd call dibs.
Before we lose our listeners.